Hello there. Hello there. Have you ever wondered if shame could actually be helpful or be beneficial to you? So it is possible that shame serves a purpose beyond just making us feel bad about ourselves. So in today's video, I want to uncover the truth about shame and its role in our lives. And why? Because because healthy shame actually serves as a natural response to the mistakes or failures that we make, and it can guide our moral compass, and it can motivate us to take responsibility, to make amends when we've hurt other people. So that matters. It matters to our own self-talk. It matters to the relationships that we have with each other. We need to know the difference. Is this healthy, good for you shame, or is this toxic shame? So welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the Tuesday Brew with Anne. Get ready for this eye-opening chat on as we explore this complex world. It is really complex. This complex world of shame and self-talk. So of our 5 parts. This is our second part of our 5-part series. Last week I talked about what is shame and how do we recognize shame if we're struggling with toxic shame. Today, we're diving into this intriguing difference between good for you shame and versus the toxic shame. My name is Ann Visser. I'm a life coach, speaker, and trainer with For Better Forever. I am passionate about helping Christian women to rediscover their voice, set healthy boundaries, and confidently express themselves while just honoring their Christian values and beliefs. So the women that I work with have often already put in a whole lot of personal work, and they've probably worked with a counselor, and they feel like that part of their work has been accomplished. It's been completed, but they're still hungry for more personal growth, more support, more accountability, more community, and a bigger faith walk. So they're done with looking back and they're excited about their possibilities. They want to explore what's in front of them. So if you're new here to this channel, welcome to the For Better Forever Tuesday Brew with Anne. And take just a second to introduce yourselves in the comments below. If you're back here, hit replay, hashtag replay. I want to know that you're here. If you have a question, pop that into the chat. Today, we're talking about the difference between the good for you shame and toxic shame. Just a disclaimer here. My work is meant for educational purposes alone. It is not meant to replace your work with a counselor or a therapist. So if you are facing significant emotional or psychological challenges, I strongly encourage you to seek out the support of a qualified therapist or qualified counselor. I want you to remember, your well-being is of utmost importance. So seek professional help, and seeking professional help when necessary is a sign of strength. So let's talk about this good for you shame. Let me tell you about Shirla. She said to her hubby, "Why did you look at me like that?" She could feel the shame rising up in her. Confused, hubby looked back at her and said, "Like what?" "Well, the way you looked at me just now, I feel like I've done something wrong. And that tone that you just used when you assumed that I hadn't paid the bill, that sounded accusatory." Shirla was working on identifying shame when it come up in her and the difference between the good for you shame and the toxic shame. She was recognizing it, identifying it, feeling it, and then calling it out. "I see you, shame." And then she remembered this skill of asking questions of herself and of other people. And she recognized that this moment, it was about her quick shaming reflexes and assumptions. This was not about her husband. Not that it wasn't always that way, but this time it was not about her husband. So this was shame calling her to make amends, to apologize. And that's what she did. She apologized for making assumptions. It was helping her to stop overreacting and to stop holding grudges. So today we're talking about how some shame can be good for you and the difference between that good for you shame and that toxic shame. So I don't want to give you the wrong idea about shame. Shame is complex and it's often misunderstood. And let me be honest with you, the more I learn about shame, the more I know I need to learn. I started studying shame because I noticed that many of the women that I work with in these 25 years, they're struggling with shame. And some of it is toxic shame from the past, and some of it is this good for you shame. But it was all in such a muddle that they were having trouble differentiating between the two. And so, this is my exploration into shame and how it has influenced my clients' self talk and my own as well. Because I do believe that all of us have shame to one degree or another. So while shame is commonly associated with negative feelings and with self criticism, I discovered that not all shame is detrimental to our self talk or to our well being. You might think, what? Yes, it is true. There exists a crucial distinction between this good for you shame and toxic shame. And recognizing the difference is a vital step in both our personal growth and our self talk. So, what is this good for you shame anyway? The good for you shame is an emotion that says, I messed up. You might get hot in the face because you might think, what I just said to her now, it hurt her. Or perhaps you think, I can't do that to him. So it's an emotion that serves as a natural response to the mistakes that we make or to our failures. It can help to guide, I believe it's our God given inner moral compass, our conscience. It can help to guide that conscience, motivating us to take action where we've hurt somebody or where we have wronged somebody. Have you ever felt that strong urge to take responsibility or that strong urge to make amends? Shame is doing that for you. Just like a gauge on your car that's telling you that your car is overheating, shame is telling you you did something wrong. That good for you shame stops you when you are about to do something or say something that would hurt someone you love or care about. But here's the thing, we don't like this uncomfortable emotion. And unfortunately, sometimes we kind of try to soothe it, soothe our shame by becoming defensive or by blaming the other person, because that kind of eases those terrible feelings of shame. It wasn't my fault. It's not my problem. It's your problem. So, to allow healthy shame to do its work for us, then we have to let ourselves feel it, become aware of it, and call it out. Because there is a message in the shame, and we want to understand what is the message that shame is telling me right now. So ask ourselves, and maybe other self people help me understand, what did I do or what did I say that just hurt you? And then we need to swallow our pride so that we can seek to understand the message, so that then we can do better next time. The good for you shame is a great motivator to do something about the shame that we feel, whether it's reconnect with the person or apologize for doing something wrong or saying something wrong, or then change and then adapt. It's a great motivator. Healthy shame is productive. It reminds us, and this, I love this. Healthy shame reminds us we are human and we are capable of making mistakes. I'm going to say that again. Healthy shame reminds us that we are human and we do make mistakes. We do make mistakes. And it encourages us to be compassionate. It encourages us to be compassionate, kind human beings. That's the good for you shame. So, what is toxic shame? On the other hand, toxic shame is destructive and it's sabotaging. It is rooted in a deep seated belief, as we said last week, that I am somehow flawed or unworthy. And as I shared last week, it stems from something early that happened to us in childhood, experiences or trauma, but it can also occur later on with other people like significant others or leaders or caretakers. So toxic shame leads to what I would call self-loathing. And that leads to isolation because I'm going to hide who I am from you because you may not like who I am. It really hinders our emotional growth and our relationships. So it's so detrimental to our self-talk. You can hear it even as I'm sharing with you the consequence or the consequence of toxic shame. So we need to recognize the difference between these two types of shame. It's so pivotal. Healthy shame is a teacher. It guides us to become better people. It helps us to be better friends and better spouses, and I would say even better human beings. While toxic shame is a belief that it becomes like this emotional prison. So by understanding and embracing the good for you shame, we can actually get the harness on that good for you shame because it's positive aspects. We can use it as a tool for both our personal growth and the way we talk to ourselves. Because we can recognize that we are human and we can be self-compassionate when we feel that shame, that good for you shame. It helps us to reconnect with other people. And in the long run, it helps us to be more resilient people. And on the other hand, acknowledging and addressing toxic shame is crucial. It's a crucial step in our healing, our emotional healing, to be able to reclaim a healthier you and a better self-talk, which can improve our life in so many ways and our relationships in every way. So what I love about the good for you shame, is that too strong a word? What I love about the good for you shame is that it reminds us every day there is a God and it's not me. This is part 2 of our 5-part lessons on shame and how it impacts our self-talk. Check out our amazing resource below. It's the Mindset Tracker. It can help you uncover those unconscious thoughts that are keeping you from the personal growth that you want to have. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our future videos. We have so much more valuable content coming your way. I want to empower you to be all that God is calling you to be. Join our community as we embark on this transformational journey with us. Okay, thanks. Share with your family and friends. Bye for now.